Yo, it's Y2kdanny back in the building. And I know about a month ago, I said I was finna post in a week. And if y'all can't tell, it's been a month. It's been a while. I ain't gonna lie, there's no excuse. I just been lazy as shit. I didn't feel like doing it. And that's on me. And it won't happen again. But besides that, let's get into this video. I got a new video for y'all. It's a little quick reaction, just Goku versus the big three. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna start off with a fucking hot debate, but like, in my opinion, Goku's fucking overrated. I've never understood like the hype about fucking Goku. Like, I just never seen it. Like, this nigga's like, he's so ass to me, especially in like Z and shit. Niggas be like, oh yeah, Goku's the GOAT. I just can't see it. Like, you feel me? Like, this nigga Goku's so fucking like overrated. Super. They made him dumb as rocks. Z, this nigga was stupid. You fight your enemy, you're about to win, and you fucking want to heal him? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I could go on and on and why Naruto, my glorious fucking king, is just amazing. But, I don't want to keep it out here for too long. So let's get into it.
So recently, this image has been going around the internet asking a very simple question. If Goku, Luffy, Naruto, and Ichigo all had the abilities of every single character in their respective series, who would win in a fight? When it comes to just their normal selves,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it bug. Between all of that, it would be Luffy or Naruto. Because Luffy got the Gear 5 Toon Force. And you can't compete with someone like fucking Toon Force. Like, that shit is like unbeatable. But also Naruto, because like putting somebody in like a genjutsu is just, and then also Naruto's fighting like gods and shit in his universe. So like technically, low key, no, I'm thinking of it, it's Naruto. Naruto got that shit. I ain't gonna lie, Naruto.
Without any additional powers, Goku can easily beat the big three, even if they teamed up against him. But if they all gained all of these hacks abilities from their universes, would the scales now tip in the favor of the big three over Goku? So instead of treating this like a battle royale, we're going to treat this as a 1v3. Could the superpowered, overpowered, and mega hacksy versions of the big three protagonists be able to take down Goku?
Hold on, I didn't mean to cut it off. But one thing about Bleach is like the power scaling is like a bit like tricky. Like Ichigo, like it's more like spiritual. So like, how could you compare that to something like Goku, where they're not really on a spiritual level? You feel me? Like Naruto, he can do both because Madara, when he absorbed the ten tails and he had those clones were in a different like realm or whatever, and Naruto was able to fight that. So I guess you could look at that as like a spiritual aspect, but like somebody like Goku is like only visible. So depending on how you look on it, by that logic, right, Ichigo wins. Hold on, I might be cooking, yo.
Also had all the abilities in his universe. Let's find out. If you do like this kind of stuff, make sure to like and subscribe to support the channel. But besides that, thank you so much for watching, and let's jump right in. Now, there's probably a million different ways to analyze this topic, so let's set out a couple of ground rules to make this video as interesting as possible. Number one, everyone knows the abilities they have and how to use them, but they do not know the capabilities of their opponents. Number two, they're going to be willing to use their abilities to win in any way they can. So nothing like, oh, Goku wouldn't use the candy beam because it might kill his opponent, or something like that. Number three, we're only considering things in the main canon continuities, which means no powers from non-canon movies or other similar additional content. Number four, for this video, we will generally be considering everything under the equal stats interpretation, or Goku would still just
answer my question.
The three of them before they can even use their new hacks, at least for the most part. Number five, we're also going to assume, like their own abilities, they won't just be able to use every single one of their powers simultaneously, unless the ability can be used in tandem with other things, or they have ways of activating multiple abilities at once. Finally, just to understand that, I'm talking about the entirety of 4 massive franchises. So if I forget an ability that you think is particularly important for one side winning,
Wait. Hold on. Wouldn't it be Naruto again? I know I keep coming back to Naruto. A lot of y'all gonna think, like, oh, this nigga's glazing, just sucking a bone off of Naruto's meat. But, like, Naruto, right? Because hear me out. Shisui has a genjutsu where he can rewrite anything in his universe and it'll happen. So couldn't Naruto just use that ability and then just beat Ichigo, Goku, and fucking Luffy? Come on, bro. Like, this is why Naruto's the fucking GOAT. Come on, it's too easy.
And please just mention it down below. I might do a follow-up. Now, the most important place to start is to first understand that most of the newly gained abilities are ultimately not going to make a difference when it comes to winning a match, often because they have access to just more effective or outright upgrades to certain powers. For example, while it's nice that Naruto now knows every single jutsu in the Naruto universe, for the most part, they're just going to be weaker versions of stuff he already has. While having access to something like a Fireball jutsu or Chidori is cool, why would he ever use them over the objectively superior jutsu like Lava Release, Rasen Shuriken, or just a giant Rasengan? This doesn't just apply to Naruto, of course. 90% of key techniques are just attacks Goku can already do better versions of, or provide no additional benefit in the grand scheme of things. What advantage is there to using a Gallic Gun or Special Beam Cannon when a classic Kamehameha or Destructo Disc are going to more efficiently achieve the exact same thing? Luffy might actually have it the worst, just because of how many Devil Fu abilities are just terrible and provide little to no combat advantage, or are essentially the same thing. Luffy has no reason how he has a numbers disadvantage. Let's cover what would be required to simply take Goku down by going over his sheer defensive capabilities. Automatically, there are a bunch of major physiological abilities that would be granted to Goku that would make him immensely difficult to kill by essentially.
Bro, I already know he's finna start
Firstly,
sucking the
android
meat
physiology.
off the fucking bone when it comes to Goku, bro. The way he's lining this shit up, bro, I already know what he's finna do. God damn, bro. Why does everybody glaze Goku? Fuck.
Given to him by androids 17 and 18, Goku would have an infinite energy generator, and thus be able to fight at full power and never get tired. Meaning, if the other three can't kill him, he will simply outlast them. Next is the natural physiologies of Majin Buu, which makes him essentially immortal. Buu's regeneration is even better than Cell's, which could regenerate from a single cell, as well as come back from a literal cloud of smoke. Furthermore, unlike anyone who came before, regeneration doesn't actually take away any of Buu's power, meaning as long as the attack doesn't utterly annihilate Goku, he's coming back at full power essentially instantly. However, this is made even more sturdy with the next one, Zamasu and Merge Zamasu. This gives Goku verbatim immortality and 2 ways to come back from having his body destroyed. Pull an anime Merge Zamasu and just fuse with the universe, as well as
I'm telling you, like, this nigga finna start glazing this goddamn Goku, bro. I'm telling you, like, by that logic, the way he's just fucking starting it off, bro, alright, bro. Goku fucking won. You happy now? I'm fucking happy. Goku fucking won, bro. It's fucking sucking the meat off his bone. God damn, bro.
Timelines to ensure his survival, or just split into an endless amount of clones that are all equal to his power, like in the manga. He already had this ability anyways with Cell's multiform technique, but I thought I'd mention it here. Okay, but what if we somehow changed Goku's body and removed these abilities? With Vegeto's unique property to keep his abilities and power when he's turned into candy, this likely wouldn't work either. Okay, so if you can't change his body, what about his mind? Once again, due to having an angel-level Ultra Instinct, Goku would be able to fight without his mind at all, so no level of mind hacks is going to effectively put a stop to his ability to fight. There's also just the basic resistances granted to him by being a very strong character of Dragon Ball, which gives you resistance to matter destruction and outright existence erasure of the body and spirit through taking both regular Ki blasts, but more importantly, Hakkais from Gods of Destruction. This already pretty much invalidates 90% of the toolkits of the Big Three when it comes to win conditions against Goku. Illusions like Shinji's Bankai, Aizen's Suigetsu, or any genjutsu from the Infinite Tsukiyomi to Izanami wouldn't impact Goku's ability to fight in the slightest, even if his perceptions are no longer helping him. Even if it could work on someone with Goku's willpower, Conqueror's Haki knocking Goku unconscious would still not deactivate Ultra Instinct. And given how this Goku can function without a brain, it might be impossible to knock him unconscious anyways. Due to being both literally and effectively immortal, not eating organs, and being able to change his form, Goku is immune to a wide array of potential one-shot abilities granted by many Devil Fruit abilities and various powers from Bleach. The Hobby Hobby no Mi's Toy Transformation, Rube's Splitting ability, Askin's Toxicity Manipulation, or Barragan's Aging all ultimately wouldn't impact Goku's ability to fight in the slightest. There's also the issue that of the many really strong tools and win conditions that the big three have access to, Goku probably has an identical ability for, plus usually a way to personally counter that. For example, Naruto and Ichigo have access to sealing abilities, so does Goku. Both Naruto and Ichigo can create clones of equal power, so can Goku. Ichigo can absorb and copy abilities, so can Goku. In short, only the most fundamental, high-powered abilities that change reality on a truly advanced level are going to be able to land serious, meaningful hits against Goku. And in that aspect, the first character to really fall short of this level is going to be Luffy. With the level of power and hacks potency that we're dealing with here, Luffy and really
Hey, as long as he puts Naruto, like, Naruto versus Goku is a toss up, as long as I hear that, like, Glorious King going in my house, I won't lie, bro. I'm gonna fuck about Luffy, I'm gonna fuck about Ichigo, I gonna fuck about Naruto. Because Naruto, I genuinely believe, could beat Goku. I genuinely believe it, bro. I genuinely believe it. Some of y'all might call me delusional, but I don't give a fuck, bro.
in general can't keep up with what Bleach and Naruto have respectively. Even something as crazy as Gear 5's gag abilities really don't matter when through a Raleigh, Goku would have stronger gag abilities than anything Luffy has ever shown. That's right, every ability that I've mentioned so far about Goku is also bolstered by the fact that he doesn't exactly follow formal logic or narrative reasoning through Raleigh's powers. So, unfortunately, this 1v3 becomes more like a 1v2. So, what truly relevant abilities do Ichigo and Naruto get that can maybe help them beat Goku? Aside from the powers I've already alluded to, Ichigo has access to what I'd say are four very broken powers. Opponent copying from Lloyd, future sight and manipulation from Yuha, past manipulation from Tsukishima, and name manipulation from Ichibei. However, for the most part, Goku has counters for a good deal of these things due to some abilities I've already talked about. Firstly, if Ichigo chooses to turn into Goku to beat him, he'll run into the unfortunate fact that Goku can just grow stronger naturally, which is exactly how this ability was beaten by Kenpachi, so this likely wouldn't work. Keep in mind that
But for Ichigo Kenpachi, when he's fighting too, it's like he's damn near growing stronger as well. Now I'm not Now I'm not the biggest Bleach fan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 99% sure when Kenpachi's fighting people, like the longer the fight lasts and the more enjoyment he gets, the stronger he gets. So I mean, like your point on that is kind of like cancel. Like I don't know, but that's just me. I'm pretty sure. I'm
Goku
pretty sure.
currently has the potential of Gohan, Broly, Kefla, Goku, and a
Okay,
million other
okay, he got
characters,
that.
and is
He
probably
got that. He got that.
constantly growing stronger every second. Next is both the manipulation of and ability to see the past already be there, if that makes sense, and just stop it. Finally, Ichibei's name manipulation, which could technically work as a way to dampen Goku's powers by making him as weak as an ant or something, though he would need to actually land a hit on Goku for that to happen. And I haven't mentioned this, but Goku can just become intangible if he wants to, using hits abilities, on top of Mastered Ultra Instinct, which again invalidates so many abilities and hacks that require actual physical contact to work. Now, there's also Naruto, who honestly would have a far simpler and potentially far stronger ability than anything I've mentioned so far.
That's my glorious king. Fuck, man. Naruto. As he's just like looking at him, just like put hope into my heart. I'm glazed that.
And that's omnipotence. This ability, which is almost just like editing the code of reality, which is how it's been described so far, can essentially just make Naruto's desires come true. While we haven't seen the true extent or potential of this ability, it's very possible that if he desired to win, reality might just warp so that Goku gives up or no longer wants to fight, or that he doesn't have his abilities anymore. To be honest, Goku doesn't quite have a lot to directly counter this happening, aside from potentially existing in other timelines and thus being outside the effective range of omnipotence. So, does that mean it's over for Goku? Not quite. There's probably three notable abilities that I've yet to mention that really tilt the battle in Goku's favor: Time Stop, Wishes, and True Erasure. Firstly, Goku has two different ways to stop time, either by using his abilities or just holding his breath like Goldo, which means he could maybe even do both at the same time to have somehow two layers of stop time. Now,
I know you said potentially no. What the fuck are you talking about? You stop time once and then you stop it again. That makes no fucking sense, bro. Stop yapping, bro. Fuck.
none of the big three have any counter to time stopping abilities, which essentially is an instantaneous win condition for Goku. The moment that happens, Goku is free to use any of his own one-shot conditions, while the big three don't even know what's happening. What are the one-shot conditions? Well, the most potent must be the wishing ability of Super Shenron, or any of the dragons for that matter, or Zeno's existence erasure. Just like Omnipotence, with just a thought, Goku can warp reality to make himself stronger, manipulate his opponents, or outright just erase them from existence. Something the three really can't do anything about. So, if you want my honest answer, when making all of these characters essentially as hacksy and as powerful as reasonably possible, they still can't beat Goku. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I tried.
Alright, yo. Well, y'all just saw me react to Goku versus the Big Three. Um, and still in my opinion, I'll never give up on Naruto. It could be me versus the world. I'm still gonna find a way to fight for Naruto. But he was making some good points. You feel me? But make sure y'all drop a subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. You feel me? Get me on the road to 100 subscribers. Feel me? And that's really it, though. I'll see y'all next time. Be safe. Be careful. Do something good for somebody. And just